Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the start of a very special series here on the DAT Network. My name is Aki, my pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on several projects all over the Twitterverse, such as Goblets and Gays, Clever Corvids, and Bring Your Own Neck. And for the next little while, I will be your lovely GM as we embark on a new mini-series called Shambhala Tides of Change, set in my own homebrew world by the same namesake. Shambhala is heavily inspired by several API, so Asian and Pacific Islander, mythologies, regions, and landscapes, written by a BIMPOC, as in Black, Indigenous, multiracial people of color, or BIMPOC, to explore non-Western/European-centric worlds. And thus, majority of this is rooted deeply away from said familiarities. Joining me today, we have our lovely cast, so please tell us a little bit about yourselves, your characters, and maybe one-word vibes. We'll start with Alyssa.
Hi y'all, I'm Alyssa, my pronouns are they, them, and you can find me on Twitter at @adisasterqueer. Tonight I will be playing Captain Marakit Malari, aka Mar, who uses she, they pronouns. Mar is a gnome oracle of life, and their one-word vibe would be vengeful.
Brandy.
Right. Hi everybody, I am Brandy Rose, and today I will be playing Bimori, the elf witch. Both of our pronouns are she, they, and one word for us is homeschooled.
Next is Hamnah.
Hello everyone, my name is Hamnah. I use any and all pronouns, and I'm a TTRPG performer. Today I will be playing 𝙎𝙀𝙍𝙀𝙎, who also uses any and all pronouns, and they are an Oread Orc Druid. One word vibes for 𝙎𝙀, I would say neglected.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Randy Alvarenga. I'm glad to be back on the DAT fam. You may have seen me on Harbingers, and now I'm here in this awesome story, and my first time playing Pathfinder. I'll be playing a catfolk ranger who is haunted by something, which we'll learn about in the game. Yeah, one word vibes is he uses he, him pronouns. And one word is calculating.
Okay. You can support us here through donations by giving our cast bonuses that can be used throughout the entire campaign. And our donation bonuses are Into the Pool for $5, in which you can add a die to a pool that gives 1d6 bonus to any future roll that any player can use. Private Pool for $6, in which the exact same thing happens, but for a very specific player of the donator's choice. Lucky for $10, in which you roll 2d20 and you take the high roll for the future, and this can be saved. Unlucky for $11, which forces the player of the donator's choice to roll 2d20 and take the lower on the next 2d roll, or 2d20 roll. Haha, imagine rolling a 2d. It's just a dice. Nope, it's just a coin. Lore Drop for $20, which grants a backstory scene to a player of the donator's choice. Magic Item, which is for $25, grants a randomly generated magic item instantly to the player of the donator's choice. Finish Them for $30, which will grant someone the guaranteed kill on an enemy. Donator's choice, again. And lastly, my favorite, Divine Intervention for $50. God shows up. These bonuses will continue on for the rest of the campaign, so if we end a session and there are still d6s in the pool, they will remain for the following episodes. And before we begin, I'd like to quickly go over our content warnings. This mini-series will feature the following subject matter in various degrees, such as classism, elitism, body horror, gore, mentions of physical abuse, betrayal, acts of raiding, looting, killing, child labor, trafficking, as well as mentions but no detailed descriptions of physical and emotional child abuse. There will also be deep, dark waters, void, fear of the unknown, the future, sexual content in the sense of romance, sex, mentions of sex, and sex work, and finally themes of gaslighting, manipulation, and blackmail. No gatekeeping, but a lot of girl bossing. You good? You good. With that all being said and done, I think we're good to begin. By that I mean I'm gonna take a sip 1 second. Okay. Let's start. They say that the world was hollow and dark, an empty void of nothingness. The sages say that it needed to be destroyed so something new may be born. Heavenly Goddess Mother, alone adrift in the void. There she had merged the land with her flesh, the seas with her blood, and the sky with her breath. But she was still alone. So there she took her scales and her bones, creating beings made in her image. Dragons now roamed, but they were primal in nature. So she took her mind and her soul and merged them, creating new gods. These new gods too grew to create, and Mother loved them. But as time stretched, her children left, and she was once again all alone. So finally, Mother took her flesh and molded it. As it took shape, she blew a breath of life and created the many races that make up the land. There she gave us thought and abilities we now value in society. Our only fate destined to return to her embrace, only to be created anew once more. My dearest adventurers, you are hungry, aren't you? You could have gone anywhere, and yet here you are in a land of the rich, the power-hungry, the curious, and the lost. So very, very lost are you all. Do you even remember what you're here for? Please, my players, tell me what you're here for. You can go in order again, so Alyssa.
Of course I know what I'm here for. It's power.
Brandy?
I don't know what I'm here for, which is what I'm here for.
Hamnah?
I'm here for power, but a different kind. Divine power. I am, after all, a godchild.
And Randy?
I'm here to make a good coin and to make people remember my name.
Do you even know the countless bodies that carry your ship? You think it's the wind that keeps you afloat? Oh no, my dears, you have absolutely no idea what awaits you. I await you, watching so keenly. Come home, sweet dears. Come swiftly. We're gonna open now on the deep waters of Shangshan. Our adventurers are aboard a ship of their very own. And so we're going to pan over at the helm to our captain. So tell me, Mariket, what is the name of your ship and what do you look like?
So our ship was not originally named this, but since we've taken it over, it is called the Mola. And Mariket is at the helm. They're a gnome with sort of dull blue skin and dark green hair curling around their ears. They wear sort of a backless halter top and trousers, and sort of circling up their torso is a stream of water. And if you look around their back, you can see lines of gills down their spine that are sort of being sustained by that swirl of water.
All right. We will then pan over. Standing nearby their captain, Irha, what do you look like and where did you get this ship from?
Well, we got this ship the way that any pirate, any good pirate, gets a ship. We stole it, obviously. We stole it from another minor lord bandit. A weaker minor lord, if you ask me. And as Ida is standing near their captain, they are, in fact, second in command, standing 6 foot tall even, lavender skin with this short, cropped, curly pink hair that's shaved on the sides. Ida is smoking a cigarette, and you can see the smoke go up from their mouth, from their 2 tusk-like teeth that protrude upward, and you can see their eyes. They're brown as dirt, with horizontal pupils that resemble a goat's pupils. They have a very lean face with these soft, delicate features, and if you weren't careful, you would think that he's actually kind of a nice person. But in contrast, their build is really muscular, and they have these floral tattoos all along their wrists. And the way that they always wear their clothes is they always have their shirt kind of like unbuttoned way down, so you can always see the top of their chest. And here it reveals thorny vine tattoos on their upper torso that creep up to their neck, as if these vines were going to encircle his face. And lastly, she has a pierced tongue with a jewelry of a flower. And right now, it looks like an amaryllis flower, but the next time that he opens his mouth, might be a different flower.
All right. From there, we see the camera go up and over to Bemori, getting the perfect view of the whole ship. So Bemori, what do you look like, and what does the ship look like?
Bemori is quite tall. I'd say she's about 5'8", so she's technically small for an elf, but in her mind she still gets confused and thinks she's a human, so she thinks she's pretty tall. And she has the pointed ears, she has very tan skin, and she has white dotted tattoos across her face that she has always had, or at least she thinks she's always had them. She's at least always had them for the last few years, for which she has a conscious working memory. And her hair is very dark, very long, very straight, and falls slightly to the mid of her back, open and loose. She wears, she likes to be practical in a way that makes sense to her and maybe only her. So her idea of a practical outfit is, leather breeches, sure, and a corset top. She thinks she can move in it very well, and therefore it is practical. Is it a little odd? Sure, whatever. And then typically nipping at near her ear, she has the pipe fox Mitza. Mitza is very rude, where Bemori is quiet. And she typically tries to tune out the constant stream of the gods know what that the pipe fox is complaining about at any given point in time. And she's very quiet. She seems very calm. And if you didn't hear her speak, you'd be like, wow, this is an extremely intelligent, elegant looking individual. And then she opens her mouth and you go, oh, or not. This is fine also. Maybe. It's fine. And the ship is beautiful in the way that it's a ship. And all ships on the sea have a sort of beauty to them. It is well maintained, mostly because we do all have to live on it, and we tend to care about what it looks like, at least on the inside. And I'd say very dark wood, very nicely polished. It had something on the helm originally. It is no longer perched at the helm. There's just nothing there right now. Where other things would have, I don't know, a sea creature, a mermaid, some deity. We don't have anything there yet. So it's just empty.
Okay, empty. And lastly, we'll move towards the edge, one of the edges at least, of the ship. And watching out over the horizon, we have Rashu. So tell me what you look like, and what are your ship's colors? What flags do you fly?
Yeah, I think first Rashu stands with his eyes out on the horizon, and he's sort of looking around. He's wearing sort of a black cloak that just kind of seems like it's there to keep a lot of the sea sort of water from hitting him all the time. He doesn't like to get wet as much as the other people on the ship do. But he carries a bow on his shoulder, and he looks like he's sort of making new arrows as he looks out on the out across the water. His job on the ship is to sort of make sure anybody out there that he's watching out for any other potential ships. And he's a tall black cat with white, sort of like a reverse panda almost. He has like sort of white eyes here. And he has two teeth, but one of them sort of juts out from the side of his mouth. So he looks like he's just kind of angry all the time. But in a cute kind of way. But if he heard you call him cute, you would notice that he's very quick to get angry, and there's something behind his eyes that is a little piercing. He's not really as decked out as the rest of the pirates on this ship. He wears almost no clothes because he's a cat and he has fur everywhere, and he doesn't need as much as everyone else. But he does wear a belt with lots of sort of the things that he needs, maybe potions or those kinds of things. But yeah, that poncho sort of can curl all the way around, or he can push it back on his shoulder. And he does wear really nice boots. So he is a cat in boots. A puss in boots, if you will. So
yeah, why he looked like Kitty soft paws then? I saw the movie.
And so the colors of the ship actually are a black, a red, and some of that is from what used to fly, and we've just kind of been letting it stay for the time being. But there's sort of hints that more color wants to be added, like by some of the crewmen. So maybe here or there's starting to be like some graffiti or people drawing on things, which I'm not sure our captain would necessarily like or not, but it's slowly starting to take over certain parts of the ship where people are waiting. So
I like your ship. You all have a place on it, so why don't you tell me where your place is on this ship and what does it look like? Go in any order.
Okay, I'll jump on that because I'm a cat, so I like to be high on things. So you'll often see him sort of one thing that I want to point out with his crewmates is he has not been probably working with them as long as everybody else. He is here because he's made to do a job, and he will do that job. And when he's not, he is taking cat naps. And so he found a place where the ropes sort of hang almost like a hammock, and that's where he has sort of made his cat perch.
If I may, I think 𝙎𝙀 would have... So I think 𝙎𝙀 and Mari are actually probably the two people here that have been part of the crew the longest and have known each other the longest. And despite the fact that Mari is our captain, I think 𝙎𝙀 would have tried to fight Mari on taking the captain's quarters for themselves. How do you feel about that, Mari? Would you have let 𝙎𝙀 do that? Would you have given up your captain's quarters to her?
What was the approach for that? Did you come in soft, or were you like aggro about it?
I think that's a good question. I think at first 𝙎𝙀 would have kind of just brought it up very casually, just been like, oh, you know, I was looking at all of the different rooms underneath the deck, and you know, the one that's right at the end of the hallway? Yeah, I think my stuff would look really good in that room.
No, that is too passive-aggressive. I would have absolutely fought back on that.
And with Mari fighting back, I think probably they like went back and forth, and eventually Ida would have like let up, been very angry about it, and taken like the second largest room that they could find.
Amazing. Oh my god. So Bemori keeps a slightly erratic sleep schedule, but she probably has found herself like automatically walking to the captain's quarters to go to sleep and then been like, what am I doing? And wandered back to probably where she has like just kind of put together this it looks so human it hurts, which is why it looks so weird when she lays down in her little like sleeping quarters. She took like a smaller room. The ship is you know, it was a nice size. We stole a nice ship. And she's got like a smaller room, and it's got like just knickknacks all over the place. Seashells, rocks, crystals. She is a witch after all, and that's what she'll say if people are like, what's with the crystals? But the reality is most of them are useless. She's never used crystals. She has no idea how to identify them. That was not her forte. She just feels like compelled to collect them, but like she's supposed to be doing something with them or putting them somewhere, but she doesn't know what it is, so she just puts them all over her space. It's not even just the shelves, it's the floor. It's the like edge of the bed. They're everywhere. It's so annoying. She steps on them all the time, but she cannot stop, and she cannot bring herself to get like throw them away. She just like she figures whatever, Mitzi can play in them, and it's fine. Mitzi wouldn't be caught dead, but you know it's all good and fine. But yeah, that's where she is. Also forgot to mention earlier, peeking out of the top of the corset, you can see a massive, like the beginning of a massive tattoo, and all you can see is a dragon with a pearl in its mouth and the hilt of a dagger.
Intrigue. I mean, Marty having put their foot down and fought for this captain's quarters is absolutely staying there. And it's kind of pointless. They have very few things. It's extremely stark. There's like a hammock hung up in the corner rather than a bed, and a small table with scattered maps. Just very practical, nothing really homey or sort of them putting their own spin on things. I imagine that the other rooms are sort of much more decked out than this much more spacious room, but there is a large space in the center of the room that whenever they have sort of the energy and time, they set up as a hot spring, because it's much easier to just sort of lie in basically a DIY hot tub, DIY magic hot tub, than it is to sort of keep water flowing around their body.
That works. I was about to say they were roommates, but I don't know if you guys classify as roommates. Kind of, sort of. All of you, but also none of you. Who knows?
Room enemies.
No. So, you are all very much aware of the current state of Shangshan. No more than 50 years ago, the proud nation of Shangri-La just took flight, like they did in ancient times. And the seismic aftermath broke through Shambhala's core and caused enormous amounts of mana to just surge forward and push the Underdark upwards to the sky. And now you are aware that somewhere along the land, there are just large, unbroken mountains that are just impossibly black and just unbreakable. It's quite an issue over there, and if you are not from Shangshan, then you might be a little bit more aware of the fact that it's cut off a country. It's caused several refugees just fly all over the place. It's one big hassle, but it's not your hassle, at least not right now. So, your hassle in particular is the fact that the deep, dark waters of Shangshan are now deflooding. and long-lost islands are just resurfacing. And the many pirate lords wish to reclaim their territories, their trading routes, and of course, their taxes. However, many, like yourselves, see this opportunity for what it is, a chance to fight back. The air is so thick with war and tension, and you all have been summoned to sit in on a council meeting. So tell me, how exactly did you guys become pirate lords?
Well, we dethroned someone and stole their ship, of course. That's one thing.
I feel like Bemori wandered into this, and she's just really good at what she does, whatever that is, and is here now. And people seem to recognize her sometimes, and they react appropriately respectful, or maybe not appropriately, more than appropriately respectful, but she'll take it.
You've definitely had many people look at you with the equivalent, with the Shambhala equivalent of just a, like, I don't know what that is. Just, maybe one of those. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It seems normal since at least one other of you also gets a pow or something like that. It's Shambhala equivalent of this. Just,
Yeah, I think anybody who knows anything about the gods in Shambhala would recognize 𝙎𝙀, would give them the respect that they deserve, and that's how I got minor pirate lord status, obviously, is because I'm a godling. How can you not give me minor pirate lord status? In fact, it's actually offensive that I don't have major pirate lord status, and I am coming for that.
Oh, 1,000 pardons. Here, somewhere. Usually, is what happens.
Ugh, godlings are a dime a dozen. I worked for one for more than a decade before I became a pirate on my own accord.
Them's fighting words.
It really is getting hot in my room in particular, but it's minus 22 Celsius outside, so let's see what happens. Alright, so you are all not far from your destination. In fact, you are quite early enough to see the wreckage of Melicity. The city of Melicity was once this large, bustling flotilla of boats, so closely stacked together that it served as its own floating man-made island. And you have heard rumors of Melicity being forcibly aground, stuck ashore as this newly resurfaced island just popped up one day. And it's very easy to tell, even in this permanent blue light filter. As before your eyes, you see what can only be described as a mess. It's as if a cave had collapsed inwards. There are boats stacked against each other at odd angles. And what you can tell is just strings of lights hanging dangerously low. And this, as you get closer and closer to the islands, you can see on the sand, it's just littered with cargo, waste, seaweeds, barnacles, and so many fucking crabs. There's so many crabs. It's littered. It's like that GIF. It's just all over the island. You are quickly turned, though, as the best way to put it, naval border control simply just shows you your entrance to Melicity. And it is cramped. It is so cramped. All the pirate lords, and there are many. It is quite it's not that hard to be a minor pirate lord. And so anybody who thinks they are one or is one showed up with a boat. And so have you ever seen the image of it's like in China or something? It's 20 car lane that has to merge into 10. That's what's happening now. And so it's your choice if you would like to park it closer to a dock or just park it. Where would you like to park your boat?
I mean, we are actual pirate lords, minor
Yeah.
though we may be. We should park it close to a dock.
All right. It takes a bit. This does take a bit. It's traffic. You can over to the point where like you're so close you can hear your like boats just scraping against each other, and you know just buffing it ain't gonna work all the time. Boats of many different shapes and sizes as well. There are houseboats. There are boats in the shape of turtles. There are boats that just don't look like a boat. You're fairly certain that is a floating giant shoe. But that's all right. It's not your issue. You have a cool boat. And a big sturdy boat as well, since you did steal, as what we would call it in the biz, a legacy boat. Thankfully, people do move out of the way when they see what they believe to be the Kraken's maw, belonging to a longtime lord bandit. And boy, are they confused when you walk off. You dock, you walk, but you are quickly stopped by security guards. A man much taller than Marikit, but much smaller than Nita, will look you all, one by one, with a clipboard. Just pretend this is a clipboard. And go, Nine.
Captain
Nine.
Captain Marikit Malari of the Mola.
Mola. Okay. The rest of you.
Second in command, 𝙎𝙀𝙍𝙀𝙎 of the Mola.
Rashu Samzai.
Mori.
Are you sure you're supposed to be here?
Do you not see our ship?
I see your ship, and your, this accent is changing. This accent's going places. Jesus. Sorry, my bad.
It's canon. He's trying them out to see what feels right.
Yeah. Big, semi-big medicine guy, has big shoes to fill, clearly as Captain Guard 1. You're, a weird-looking crew. Looks very...
Rude.
Looks like what Bandit would have. Where's Bandit? He kind of looks
Bandit
over
moved
you
on
guys.
to bigger and better ships.
I wouldn't go that far.
Like to... Oh.
Do we see actually like a Kraken's Maw too somewhere in the harbor?
Yes. This would be the perfect time to show.
Was I right?
Oh boy, yes. The ship is not identical to yours. Yours is clearly older, has seen battles, has earned its scars and its build. You know, they've never skipped leg day. That's your ship. This ship is clearly a trust fund kid. Yeah, that's a good way to describe the ship. It looks menacing and it looks big and it's scary and on the helm there's like this it looks like a giant octopus and its tentacles are like holding on for dear life, and in one tentacle probably like there's a skull or something, you know, like it's nice, it's edgy, it's very Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, like that kind of vibe. Whoa. But it just looks too new. And the guard will look at... Oh, sorry, yes?
I was gonna say, yeah, Bandit has certainly moved on to another ship.
Well, I mean, he's lucky that he made it out with the ability to just go to another ship. Lots of his men did not.
Oh. You guys want to do an intimidation roll? Or diplomacy? I'll allow either or.
Intimidation!
Yeah. Let's do it.
Are we all doing it, or?
Yeah, you can all do it. You're here as a group together,
Let's try.
and you're hyped.
I rolled a 36.
Oh.
What did I find?
I got a 42.
I got a 19.
I got a 26.
Okay.
Poor little baby Bemori is trying so hard.
She's just
Who rolled
small.
diplomacy real quick, and who rolled intimidation?
Intimidation.
Okay. For the intimidation, the best way to put it is, the more you just look like them. Yeah. It's gone to better place. You know, just nice and sweet and just like you're smiling, but you're not. You're just not doing the thing. You know. You're not doing the right. Everyone else, though, based on just what you look like, what vibes you simply give off, and perhaps now a couple rumors are coming about. You hear whispers around you. Some people point. It's pointing. And this alerts the guard a little bit, and he looks around and goes, okay. Just go on now. Want no trouble. And if you allow him,
That was the
we'll
right
just
choice.
move on. Yep. Okay.
Next
And he
time,
was just-
don't give us so much trouble.
Right.
Amori is so happy that she intimidated successfully. In her mind. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is actually gonna like look at Bemori and like give her a little. You did good. You did good. You're getting better.
And then she catches a smile and is like, right.
I love that. So, now that you are here, you will quickly realize that where you're standing on is you are on the flotilla area, the nicer area, the area that Melicity once was. It's really easy. You can just look on the other side and you can see where the island showed up. And just basing on this alone, you can tell the mess is a mess. The grounds are uneven. The people seemed extra down. And there's just this vibe. You do not feel safe here. And you should not get the idea that you ever will. If you'd like to make a perception check, to vibe check this place, you may. That is though what you get off immediately. This is not a place to rest.
I got a 35.
I also got a 35.
I got a 37.
I didn't roll because Rashu is living for the danger. He is loving it.
All right. Vibe. You're just embracing it, I see.
He's like,
You threw over.
yeah, I think
Sorry, go ahead.
he comes from a city. He probably comes from like a big city, and so it feels familiar that there's people cutthroat waiting around corners. He's like glad to be back on land. I don't think he knew he was going to be becoming a pirate. Is the vibe I'm getting.
It's a time. Pirate one day.
It's money.
I don't
It's money
know.
is what it is. And that motivates.
Yeah, money. For the rest of you, though, and your nice vibe checks, it's easy to tell that based on essentially the level, you're pretty sure only 1/3 of Melicity, give or take, has been granted. And because of that, a lot of people don't have homes anymore. This community of essentially refugees and whatnot is now stuck again, where half of them have homes and the others don't. As you walk through, you get a much better idea of just how messy it's become. If it's not for the several beggars on the street just sitting around loitering, it's definitely the fact that the ground is moist. And not like because there's water, but because there is something that you rather not know of. You can smell it, though. You can smell a lot of things. Once again, lights hanging dangerously low. And it's not necessarily like electricity type of thing, but it's just, why would you put a lamp on the floor? That kind of vibe. And,
Before we go too far forward, we should probably talk about the donation because we just got private pool for everyone from Scald's Tale. So thanks, Scald's Tale.
Ooh, yay, thank you. Sorry, which pool did we get?
A private pool for everyone.
For everyone. Oh.
For everyone.
So everyone's got a okay. Everyone's got a D6 then. Wow, thank you.
And we also have some awesome follows. So I'll just talk about this really quick. We have Mad Queen 36, Chris 9916, Elizame 11. If I pronounce these wrong, please forgive. Jebo Boyd, Cutest Petite, A Disaster Queer, Lilith Official, Dusty Hill, Hopping Panda 48. I do like that. Kiki Phantom, Jules Ghouls, Akinomi Art. That's you. And I just would like to say thank you very much for the follows. We're always really excited. And for the subs, Kaga, The Real POTUS, Tier 2, the Mad Queen 36, and Adam Kimbleton. I see you out there, Adam. All right.
Thank you. Oh. Where did I leave off?
We're smelling some weird things.
Yes, you're smelling weird things. This is gross place, gross. Grody, no. Irha, you feel off. Magic is a thing that you can all feel. You're aware of the flow. It's because the gods are doing their job. Irha, you feel like this place is quite neglected. That is all. You guys have several hours to kill before the allotted time of places of the meeting, there you go, is at hand. And while this city looks rather shitty, You do find a couple places that would catch your eyes. Are you guys interested in anything in particular? Go for it.
I would like a drink.
A drink.
Given
Right.
that
It sounds...
given that it had noticed that this Melicity seems to be neglected by the gods in some way, they would be interested in investigating that a little bit further. Does it just feel like there's less magical energy in this area, or...
Would you like to give me an Arcana specific check? To just because it's more specific. This time you're it's not necessarily detecting magic, but you're trying to hone in on this divine energy that you just have.
22.
22. As you're walking, you do see statues to gods. They are probably the only things kept as best as they could. Though the biggest statue, besides the water gods, and you have Shambhala has 3 water gods. Their names are Marmoris. That's the big dragon one. Bingisu, who is known to be the perfect one, and Verendis, the monster god. So you can see, decor, statues, even little shrines all dedicated to them. But the cool thing about Shangshan is that there are a lot of other deities, spirits, and gods who are worshipped here. So you will see occasionally just the smallest little statue of like a mushroom person. You may not know who that belongs to, but you can tell someone somewhere is worshipping it, because it's rather well kept for such a small little thing. But the biggest statue that kind of stands, it's not in the middle of the city, it rather just stands in the city, and it looks like people are doing their best to keep it standing upright, is this woman with her hair is rather long and it flows. This statue is rather nicely carved out of wood, is what you can all tell. And so her hair kind of spins around her. Her face is still painted, but the paint is like withering away. And it's all these bright colors to show makeup and whatnot. You see that she holds a star in one hand and this like spear in another, sort of like in a pose similar to this. And you are all aware, just by being in Shangshan, that this is probably Tala, Queen of Stars. If you'd like to give a religion check to see how much you can recall, like it's a recall knowledge religion, just for religion, just to see how much you can remember of Tala here and there. She is the most common that you will see besides the water gods wherever you go in Shangshan.
20.
36.
Dang. 21.
Hey, 21.
Plus 1 religion. Oh yeah, it's 19.
19. It's a very nice statue. 21. You are aware that she is worshipped like a god. And that's a really nice statue. That's some good word carving. What was the other? I think there was another 20.
Yeah, there was I think Mariket, you got a 20, right?
I got a 21, yeah. You got a 20?
21.
I got a 20. 20 was me.
20, 21.
That's
Okay, then
the
you.
21.
Okay.
The 20 was me.
Yes. Then you both got that same vibe. Yes. And then Irha, you got the big one. You know that Tala, Queen of Stars, is the only mortal to ever exist to become immortal. This is very difficult in Shambhala, as if you are not someone who can ascend to godhood, the only other way to become immortal is to descend into becoming an unborn. And unborns, you will all know, they are creatures of intense power and intense nothingness. To become one is to lose yourself entirely. It is end all be all, and it is not a good time. If you think zombies are bad, these are worse. That's the vibe. You can't cure a zombie, you can't cure an unborn, but they are immortal, and immortality tends to be the thing that mortals like y'all can't obtain, no matter how long you can live naturally. But Tala did. And she didn't lose herself, she didn't become a god. She can give other people power, she can take it away as easily as can be. You're also aware that she was in fact a legitimate queen that united the wetlands, which you are now in. Back when all the islands were just nations of their own, she united them all and ruled over. And then Shangri-La fell, and a giant wave flooded and sank several. She is missing, is another thing that you would be aware of. Not dead, but misplaced. And that is what all of her followers would say. In fact, now that you are paying more attention to it, you can all see writing saying not dead, but misplaced. Everywhere, here and there. Sort of like, almost like a good luck charm, but written across people's boats or doors or wherever have at you. Now, someone said they wanted a drink.
Yes.
Yes. No better way than to drown out eternal damnation than with a drink. On a side note, before we head on to that, are you guys still good to keep going, or would you like a break?
Okay.
Good?
Well,
Alright,
Maury
we'll keep
might
going.
follow for the drink because she wants the people watched.
Same.
Are you all going looking for a tavern?
Yeah, Ira would
Alright.
go as well, but I think just on the way, looking at all of this, like, worship of Tala would just kind of, like, scoff as they're walking. Not a real god.
And yet attained more.
So much more. Alright. You're looking for a tavern. Do you choose to ask around, or do you want to make perception rolls again?
Oh, I think Maury would straight up just be like, "This is our objective, and I don't have to sneak right now." So she would just turn to the next person that's unfortunate enough to be within grabbing distance, grab them, and be like, "Hey, where is the nearest bar?"
The nearest bar? The right way down is just down that way. She like points in a general direction, but you'll see it. It's a nice big sign that says the right way down, and what you will see is a large ship that is upside down on the land. And the portholes are like close to the ground and everything. It's flipped, and that's your tavern. Would you like to go in?
A drink's a
Alright.
drink.
Drink's a drink.
So Maury pats the back of the person helping and was like, "Thank you, that was mildly helpful," and then walks off.
That's all you get. Just finger gun. Finger
He
guns
already
and they...
walked away. He's leading
Yeah,
the
right,
way.
they're melting. It's okay. It's okay, they're going that way. Just off screen. We see y'all enter. What I'm assuming is you're entering as a group, right? No one's embarrassed of each other. You just...
Not that we're
Wow.
gonna show.
You went...
Nice.
I also think we're like, or at least I'm happy, right? Like we took a ship. We're now minor pirate lords, and people are respecting us a little bit, right? Like we had some hype up with the guy earlier.
Mhm.
So, I'm here to get a celebratory drink before a boring long meeting with other pirates.
Yep. All right. You enter as a group, a unit, and you see, yeah, this ship is upside down. Whatever was supposed to be there is clearly not there anymore. If it was bolted, it's bolted up on the ceiling. You can tell though that this is rather homey, if unorthodox. There's lots of multicolored starlights that are like dimly lit. Just your soft purples, your yellows, your oranges, soft greens, all around, strung up all over the place, a little messy. But the rest of it actually kind of looks like just a regular tavern, which is nice. It's not bad. Save for like certain things, like there might be double bar, was it bar? Not stools. Counters, because one was on top, and now anyone who's like a little like over 6 feet, they got a duck. There's a whole rectangle in the sky. And where would you guys like to sit? The mood is actually like significantly better than outside. It's almost like a different place. The lighting is different. It's you feel... I know I said you're not allowed to feel safe, but maybe you can here, just for a little bit.
Sounds dangerous.
I would like to sit on the at the counter. Just straight up walk
Counter?
right up to it in the middle, sat down.
Are there any people that we recognize, like any other pirate patrons that might be going to the meeting?
Oh boy. I think, as of now, no. Which is a bit weird because it means they're either late or... Well, to be fair, you also did come early. So, a couple thoughts are in your head. Either they're late, or you're too early, or they just don't care enough. But you do see some people that will stand out to you. One in particular is behind the bar, where your drinks are located. And you see this sweet-looking half-orc, half-gnome. She's about just almost 4 feet tall, stout, full-figured woman with green skin in like various tones. She has these dark green freckles and this big round nose and doughy orange eyes and little tusks. And her hair is brown and so curly, it's wrapped, like it's worn upwards with so many like scarves kind of decorating around it. And the scars all have stars in it. And when she sees you all, she does a smile. Oh, for the hair, I was thinking Dolores from Encanto, that kind of hairstyle. Yeah, there you go. And you will see, she will notice you, smile very big, and I don't think you guys have seen such a smile in a while. I don't know if you guys even smile, but she does, and she sees y'all, and it's nice. And she'll wave you over, and oh, hello. You look new? Maybe? I'm not sure. What can I get you?
Something strong.
Strong? Sorry, Brandy, you're really soft.
Oh, weird. Water.
Water? Okay.
Whatever your special is.
Oh, We have a lot of specials. We do a lot of teas. We do a lot of not teas. And do you want to get, like, wasted? Or...
I'll have
just
whatever your favorite tea is.
Oh, my favorite tea is rosemary. I love putting, like, the actual thing. You'll see. What do you want?
I will
Again?
have your one of those not teas. You said something about getting wasted.
Yes.
Oh
My big brother makes the... It's a taste, but it's not a good taste, but I promise you won't remember. Like
You
a
know what?
punch.
Hit
We
me
call
with
it the
it.
orc's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As an
You're
orc
going
myself,
to embarrass yourself.
Mori, you wound me.
Good. That was my intention.
It's a good thing you're so cute, Bamori.
Oh,
Okay. I sense something, and I'm gonna go there. 2 orc's fist, a rose tea, and a water. I'll be right back. If you need me, my name is Cardamon, and I'm gonna go now. Thank you. And she just, you see her hop off a stool and just skitter off into the back somewhere. What's fun is when the back door opens, so much noise comes out, and then when it closes, it's gone. Nice soundproofing. As you're sitting and waiting, though, there is one other interesting figure. And they are simply interesting because of what they wear. No, boss, no. Now is not the time. Sorry, I got an email pop up from work. But work can wait. You see, this, standing, I want to say 5'6", 5'7", is ironically another half-orc, an Azareki half-orc, to be specific. And if you don't know, just in case people don't know what Azarekis are, just the Triton race from D&D, so mermaid, sort of, but half-orc, clad in this old, very old, moon-themed armor, and their hair is purple and braided to the side. They also have tiny tusks and jade green skin, and they look so stiff, shoulders tense, and they wear this net. And what you guys are pirates, you know what a sail of a ship looks like, and this one is clearly ripped off. So they wear this net and this sail of the ship as like a skirt, and you only really notice them for the sole purpose of you hear the sound of chains or something just clacking against the side of the wall as they sit, and you would notice this bronze censer, so the thing that's used religiously for like burning incense and stuff, and it is around this chain, and it's wrapped around their waist, also holding the skirt up. And the censer is notably in the shape and of a stylized leopard's face. Rashu, you in particular feel this vibe, and you swear out of like the corner of your eyes you see something white, a spirit, perhaps, you're not sure. It came in with them, but it was gone in a second. And now you just feel like all the hairs, or your fur, I guess, your whole body, it just kind of rises a little bit. You know? One of those little prickly feelings. It's a feeling that you are very used to, I think. Is there anything you'd like to do as you wait for your bevies?
People watch. See if anybody rings any bells for me. Not that there are many bells to be rung.
I would look at everyone having had that feeling, been like, do you guys notice that person over there?
They're hard not to notice.
What
I mean,
about
if you know who that is, I don't.
Do
I
any
feel
of
like
us know who that is?
I would let y'all make a recall knowledge. Just that's a good vibe for this. You know what? Religion or a general perception I'll also allow. Something like that. You're going for a vibe check, but it's also like a memory type of thing. But it's quite clear that this person's religious.
I'm not rolling because I'm asking.
Okay.
That makes sense. I got a 23.
I got a 25 for perception.
Yeah, also did perception.
Okay, perceptions. Memory, are you rolling or not?
No. Actually, she's just she's just gonna chill. She needs brain
Chill?
reboot time a little bit.
That's fine. That's very valid. Okay, so for you two, it was 25 and 23? Is that it? Okay, just want to double check that. Like I said before, it's very clear that they're religious. And the stiffness, you have all been in battle before, and this person's battle ready. Seems like they're battle ready too much. Maybe they came here for a drink, is what you're thinking. But the more you stare at it, you're pretty sure that while yes, this person is religious and battle ready, they are not a mercenary. They don't look like a mercenary. They don't walk like a mercenary. That's not it. They're something else. But they are minding their own business right now. Just quiet, chilling, sitting in very anime style corner, dimly lit room sort of, but like perfect enough so you can see their clearly protagonist hair, that kind of vibe. And just as you're taking them in, you hear the door to the back open again. All that loudness, just for like half a second. Bam, it's closed. You hear a little tipper tapper come up. Cardamom pushes the tray up top first before she gets up top on her like stool chair, and she goes, "Okay. One orc's fist for you. One orc's fist for you. One rosemary tea for you, and water." And she's like pushing it all out for you guys, and everybody got straws. Everybody got straws, bendy straws, biodegradable bendy straws for everyone. The water in particular has a very tiny little umbrella right there. She made it nice for you. And the tea has, like, you can tell, Marikit, it's got like some rose petals on top, and your orc's fist, you look at it, you're fairly certain that's a color. You're like, okay, that's a color. You like take it, you kind of like swivel it a little bit, and you're like, that's a texture. You're not sure if you're getting soup here or a stew here, or a bevy. It's a little bit of a. The cup itself, though, I would like to say looks cool. Looks like an actual, like a big fist. And you're just drinking from a fist. There is no handles. It's just this time. But do it look a little bit like that Resident Evil stew, like Resident Evil Biohazard, a little bit like that texture, a little bit like that color. It does not look appetizing.
Mori is physically like looking at it, stands from her bar stool, and goes one further away. Back down.
Yeah, I
Mori,
did say it's not. It's an acquired taste, you know. It's not everybody's favorite, and I mean, if I need to charge you. So the orc fists, they're like $1. Yeah. Oh, 1 gold. My bad. Wrong currency. Ha 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 ha. Wrong currency. $1. $1. Oh, fuck! 1 gold. There you go. You're 1 gold. And the tea's only like 2 silver, and the water is on the house.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And she like looks over at everybody,
Guys.
like a little smug.
Bamori, you want a taste?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. One could acquire a taste for anything, including sewage, but I'm not here to prove points.
Well, all right then. Rashu, and Ira will like lift the fist cup to cheers.
And I cheer back. But when I go to drink it, I'm closing my eyes.
Ira's gonna down it in one go, and
Oh, yeah.
for the record, Ira has poison resistance,
That's really good to know.
equal to 6. In case that matters in terms of whether or not he can keep it down, and how drunk it gets them.
That usually matters in terms of damage, which I won't say if you are taking or not. I will say though, I'm gonna need you. Wait, Rashu, are you also downing it, or are you sipping?
Oh, I'm
like...
downing it because if it's a
Down,
weird
okay,
texture,
I need you
it's
both.
going down. Yeah.
Okay, I need you both to make 2 fortitude saving throws. 2. You're downing the whole thing. And the whole time Cardamon's sitting and watching you guys like this. Mild concern, you know?
32.
Oh my god, I got 25 and 25.
25
Like,
and 25?
I rolled 3 twice.
And Irha, you rolled 32, and I need 1 more.
Right. One more. 30. 31, sorry, for the second one.
Oh goodness, you guys are okay. So, the best way to put it is, Rashu, you covered your eyes. You should have covered your nose. The smell of this. The outside smells better somehow, and you're pretty sure there was shit on the floor. Whatever this is, it doesn't smell good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't taste good. And I don't know if you have heightened senses or not, but I'm going off the fact that you are purely a cat. Your whiskers curl. Your
hair sticks up in the back.
Mm-hmm. You might have another white patch just out of pure stress of downing this alone. It's not a good time. I will say you are sickened 1. And the way to get rid of sickened is to throw up.
Oh.
That is a fun fact, yeah. Yota doesn't taste good. Does not smell good. Doesn't look good. You down it. You feel your chest feel like heavy, you know? And you understand now, conceptually, why it's called the Orc's Fist. Getting punched by like a giant orc probably would have felt better than what you are feeling right now. You don't feel good. I think you don't even look that good either. This is not it's like going on a roller coaster that you didn't want to go on. You did not have a good time. This was not an experience that you wish to experience again. You're not sickened. You are simply You have gained a core memory. That is what you have.
Yeah, I think you can
Bemori
see
is
like
now a
as
little
soon as
jealous.
as soon as it had like downed it and like swallowed it, you can see that her like lavender skin starts to get this weird greenish tinge to it, and they're just kind of sitting there like gripping the counter to the bar with just the like white knuckle death grip, trying so hard to like not throw up. But Mori, maybe you were right.
Yeah, Rashu, whose hair is like puffed out right now, sees you doing that, and he's just like his cheeks are like blowing up. He's like, "Excuse me," and he's running to the nearest restroom to go and throw up.
Yep, I think Paprika sees it. She is experienced in the ways of the orc fist, and simply goes, "Oh, down the hall to the left. It's gonna look really weird, you know. It's a bucket. It's a bucket." And when you get to the
He does not
bathrooms,
care.
you will
He's
notice. Yeah, it's upside down bathrooms don't look good, man.
Oh,
They
this
had to make
toilet's
it
above
right
my
side
head.
up. Yeah,
It's like a toilet, right?
They're not-
on this-
yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not being used anymore. But you know, every now and then, you know, you can't tell what's more gross. The fact that Shanina, you know, or the fact that, like, you know, maybe something will slither out of the ceiling. You don't know how long this place has been upside down.
Not thinking about it.
Fun. Yep. Oh, and the toilets, how they are now. I don't know if you guys have seen, like, it's very common in like in third world countries and just like anywhere that really isn't here. A hole in the ground, essentially, with special little, not like special little foot holdings. That's what they had to do here now. So now the toilets look like that, but there were toilets up there. It's just you couldn't bring that down here. That's just a fun fact of what this inside bathroom looks like of a ship that is no longer a ship.
Yeah.
And
He is very carefully like running, well, not carefully. He's barging into the bathroom, and then like he like realizes that it's like probably really gross in here because it's the men's restroom, and he's going to just like find where he can throw up and not try to get too close to it. But he is grossed out and ready to. This was supposed to be a fun outing where, you know, new fun things were happening, and now he's sad.
Bemori's having fun.
That's true.
She has an umbrella in her drink. She has a straw.
Yeah.
This is
It was
great.
funny.
you just for the record, your water is also like iced. You know, Halloween did try to make it feel like special. Like, yes, you ordered water, but you know, umbrella, straw. It's just so that way you feel nice.
I do feel nice. I feel really nice. And she makes sure to like lean over the bar and still put down like a gold as a tip for cardamom. Just
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Rashu comes back from the bathroom just like wiping his mouth, and, like, looking really, his eyes kind of closed.
When you come
Your
out, you
brother
will
is not
notice.
a barmaid. Like he doesn't work at a bar. He's a torturer.
Oh no. Oh wait, no. One of them did work as an executioner once, and technically another one is. I have a sister who's a butcher, but this one certified. I swear. We have a paper. We have a paper somewhere, hung up somewhere.
certified
You guys want anything to
making food? No. No, thank you. Thank you so much. No.
You are delightful. That drink was the thing of nightmares.
I
And
told
he
you.
like gets a second whiff, runs back to the bathroom.
The second wave. Usually it
I
comes
hope
out
there's
of
no third.
She just looks at you. with knowing eyes.
If we have to leave him here for the meeting, I am okay with that.
Yeah, he should learn
Mhm.
to hold his liquor a little better.
Is that what that is?
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Mari, thank you for asking. And like it's still green tinged.
Of course, I'm glad my second in command is set for the big meeting.
It's a big official meeting, by the way. This was fun.
Mm.
One of you might have the runs. The other one, you'll get the runs later. Yeah.
It goes in one way.
I feel
Everybody
violent.
gets a goal.
I feel violent.
As one should. I will say though, Rashi, on your way back the second time, the mysterious, stiff, Azareki half-orc will actually get up, go over to you all, and the chains clatter, and the footsteps are heavy, and you can even hear like the metal of the armor just kind of click back and forth, and they will look at you, Ira, and then they'll look at you, Rashu, and go, "Are you sick?"
No.
Rashu definitely like shakes his head up and down. Yes, and in that like, have you ever seen a cat when they're trying to be pitiful and cute?
Yes. Is it successful? Is the question.
Yeah. I don't know if it's successful. That's a good point.
I don't know. You, as a cat, I feel like just the eyes in general just are naturally cute. I've never seen a cat not have cute eyes, right? So I think you just have that natural charm, and very directly, I guess, curtly, the Azareki half-orc will look at you, Rashu, and go, "Can I touch your face?"
I think we should at least be on a first-name basis first.
I am
Jokes.
Alani, and I touch your face.
Okay.
You say?
Yeah, I let him touch my face. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Very gently. It's a gentle motion, but when the hands touch you, you're quite aware they're like calloused, you know? Work has been put into these hands. They are strong hands for someone of a rather, I know I said average, but like, it looks like the armor is wearing them, you know? It's one of those kind of vibes. The hand is strong and it's warm, and after just a brief, you hear like a mantra of some sort, just mumbled a bit. You're not sick anymore. You feel fine, actually. You feel pretty good.
Thank you. That made me feel better.
Yeah. Okay, bye. And then they go back to their corner. They turn around and just go back to their corner, and they sit. You realize they have not drunk anything. They've just been sitting.
They're just sitting there, yeah.
Yeah, they just sit.
Bemori would like to take her drink and wander over and sit down beside them. Also not saying anything. Just sitting.
When you choose to sit with them, they will acknowledge you. They will nod.
You're less embarrassing than he is.
Thank you.
We'll see if it holds up. Just starts drinking and like leans back and just starts people watching again.
They also start people watching.
Nice. Kindred spirit.
I think now is a very good time to take our break. We've reached a 10:30 mark. I believe our break is... Oh, look at that, the concept of time. Ooh, numbers. 15? Is it 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
If you write it down, we won't judge you. You gotta do what you gotta do.
15-ish.
Yeah, 15-ish. Okay. So we'll go on our break. 15 minutes. We'll come back. And maybe you'll learn a little bit more about the mystery person. Maybe Cardamom has more things to say to you.
Do it. I believe in you.
That did it. Computer?
Hello, Captain. I am Level 1 User Interface Starship Executive. You may call me Louise.
Computer sounds better.
I spent a lot of time inventing a designation that could be used as a technical-sounding acronym for a common human name.
Sure, computer, that's fine.
I am detecting the presence of a Starfinder beginner box in your possession. Should I run my character creation protocol?
Sure.
The Starfinder beginner box includes a full crew of pre-generated heroes. Would you like to hire them for your team?
They look pretty capable, but I'm thinking about living dangerously.
Very well. I will record this process so that anyone can follow your example and create their own crew members with ease. They can follow along on a blank character sheet from the box and refer to the hero's handbook for further details as they create their crew member. The core of this character will be their race, class, and theme. These choices will shape many of their capabilities. There are many sapient races exploring the Pact worlds, each with its own unique features. You should begin by selecting one.
Well, the Vesk would make a pretty good crew member with their natural affinity for combat. And the Usoki, they've got these cheek pouches they could use to store very useful cargo. And then there's the Lashunta, they've got psychic powers. Is there any way I can get psychic powers?
Settle down, Captain. Consider the Shirin instead. Their cultural fascination trait makes them ideally suited for interacting with other cultures across the Pact worlds. They also have communalism, an ability useful for working in close quarters with overeager humans.
Okay, well, I do see telepathy here, which is really cool. And blind sense, oh, that's nice. They can sense subtle vibrations in the air so that it's almost like seeing in the darkness. You know what, Louise? I like it. Mark it down.
Yes, Captain. I'll fill in the character sheet exactly as you would if you could be bothered to physically do the work of writing. If you ever find yourself willing to pick up a pencil, the Hero's Handbook guides you through the process.
Theme, Louise. Let's focus. All right, I'm thinking the hard scrabble bounty. Deadly, determined, I like that. Or the mercenary, okay? Taking aim, taking names. I'm really feeling it.
Or perhaps we could prioritize more useful skills than killing everyone in our path.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Exploration, for example. The Spacefarer theme would be well suited to the Shirin's natural enjoyment of exploration and research. They gain science as a class skill, and their theme knowledge gives them a significant bonus when recalling knowledge about new planets or features of space.
Okay, You win this round, Luis. But I am going to be hiring somebody with a big gun and a bad attitude at some point. Now, these numbers, what am I looking at here?
For now, just fill in the boxes as instructed in the Hero's Handbook. We'll add them up toward the end of our process. Now, we should consider...
Oh God. Luis, what's going on here?
There has been a power core failure.
Is that bad?
Only if you intend for the ship to function.
Jeez.
Don't worry, Captain. There is only a 0.17% chance of this ship exploding from a power core failure.
Yeah, well, that's something.
Instead, the release of lethal levels of radiation into the ship will simply eliminate all life within.
Luis, is it time to choose a class for a new crew member? Because I think I know what I need.
Oh, I know this one. You'll want a charismatic envoy to convince the drive core not to melt you into a puddle of goo. Or perhaps a spell-hacking technomancer who can incinerate you with an overheat spell to spare you the pain of a lingering death by radiation.
Yeah, I think I know a mechanic, actually, to get this bucket of bolts on its feet, and needed to program you to be a kinder, gentler AI.
Now, Captain. Imminent death is no excuse to be rude. Let's take a look at what the mechanic class is capable of. The Hero's Handbook outlines many of their basic traits such as weapon proficiencies and which skills are class skills on page 28. But one of the key features that sets mechanics apart from other classes is the exocortex. The exocortex is a cybernetic processor that enhances their cognitive function and makes them one of the only classes able to use heavy armor.
The heavy armor sounds really great. Nobody's taking down my mechanic easy.
The exocortex grants either the combat tracking bonus to enhance the mechanic's accuracy in battle, or the memory module, which enhances a chosen skill and allows enhanced recall of information. You will have to choose.
But why? I kind of like both. Can't we just, add more brain implants or something?
It may shock you to know that brains are important and shouldn't be overly tampered with. Now that you've chosen a class, I can determine many basic functions of the character, such as saving throws, combat bonuses, and class skill bonuses. It will take a moment to input offensive and defensive statistics, but the mechanic entry on page 28 of the Hero's Handbook can guide you through it if you ever decide to create a character without my assistance.
Spacefarer theme and the mechanic class both give science as a class skill, so what happens there?
This will give the mechanic an additional bonus of 1, marked in the miscellaneous column in the skills section of the crew member's character sheet.
Great, so for the exocortex, let's go with the memory module, increase that perception by 3. And then don't forget the bypass ability for the mechanic, which is going to give them a +1 to their technology skill.
As a computer, it is impossible for me to forget things. You, however, with your error-prone human brain, are capable of forgetting. For example, the fact that every mechanic has a custom rig device acting as a toolkit and comm unit.
You have a custom rig.
I have already entered it in section J on the back of the sheet.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Should you change your mind about being incinerated by a technomancer, or wish to explore any of the exciting ways a mystic could destroy you with magic, you can review their spell options in the classes section of the Hero's Handbook. For technomancers, these spells begin on page 41. For mystics, they begin on page 32. Chosen spells are recorded in section K on the back of the character sheet.
I think my stance on being incinerated is going to remain the same. Good there.
Just in case, I will save my record on magical immolation for you to review at a later time.
So, looks like we're gonna have to be generating some ability scores for our new crew member.
You'll have to select one of the 3 possible arrays available in the Starfinder beginner box as seen on page 16. The focused, split, and versatile arrays all offer different levels of balance in your crew member's ability scores, such as strength, intelligence, or charisma. The higher an ability score, the higher ability modifier it adds to related skills and abilities. Additionally, each class has a key ability that is important to its function.
Let's stick with versatile. I want somebody who's good at a little bit of everything. And then I see that the key ability for mechanics is intelligence, so let's put a 14 there. Common sense, really great to have. Let's go with another 14 in wisdom.
Might I suggest a more nimble mechanic will serve the crew well? That last 14 should go in dexterity. You'll notice a chart in the Hero's Handbook on page 16 that tells you what the ability modifier is for each ability score. For the score of 14, you are granted a +2 ability modifier.
I like it.
We can now calculate your new crew member's resolve points. Resolve points are used to keep going and stay alive when your foolhardy captain leads you into a deadly situation and you suffer grievous harm. Every crew member has resolve points equal to their key ability modifier +1. A mechanic's key ability, as you mentioned, is intelligence, which has a modifier of 2. So adding 1 to that means that this mechanic will have 3 resolve points. Have you considered an alignment for your crew? What sort of moral guiding principles would suit you? Keep in mind, we are using the Hero's Handbook, so try to curb your desire to engage in dastardly schemes.
I don't have dastardly schemes. I'm a nice person. I'll tell you what, let's go with a neutral good mechanic. Somebody who generally believes in doing the right thing, but there's some room for flexibility.
We'll now proceed through the complete list of skills, feats, and armory to determine equipment for your mechanic.
That all sounds like really useful information, Louise, but those repairs that I made were not good. I'm gonna need somebody real quick.
Very well. Since it is your first character, we'll refer to the quick generation suggestions on page 18 of the Hero's Handbook. We'll begin with your trained skill. This represents a skill outside the class skills you already have that your mechanic will be good at. The suggested skill is Culture, which will grant a bonus equal to your level in Culture checks. You should also note that Sheeran have a natural talent for culture and interaction skills, thanks to the Cultural Fascination racial trait, adding an additional +2 bonus to each.
The technology skill looks really strong, which is great. We're gonna need it to get this rusty bucket moving again.
Of course, they can always attempt skills they are not as proficient in. The skill bonus just represents how easy challenges will be for your mechanic to overcome. Next, you'll choose a feat.
Well, Blind Fight is free as a Sheeran racial trait, so that's pretty cool. That allows the mechanic to easily find enemies in the darkness. Now, I know I said I wanted to use the suggested option in the Hero's Handbook, but I'm not really feeling Barricade for the mechanic's feat. Giving the team a defensive bonus for this feat sounds great, but I really want to go in a different direction. Extended Telepathy will enhance the Sheeran's limited telepathy trait and really just sounds cool.
And that's all that really matters, isn't it?
So, it's equipment selection time, right? We just give the mechanic this, call it a day?
Wrong as usual, Captain. Every starting crew member is allotted 1,000 credits to purchase equipment from the armory list beginning on page 56. But the Hero's Handbook does have a healthy suggested starting equipment package we can make available to your crew.
Great, we'll do it. It'll leave me with 42 credits left over, plenty of gear to work with. It's good. And that should do it except for the name and the character portrait. I'll put the name in box B on the front of the sheet, and then I'll put the character portrait on the back, but all that's gonna come later. Otherwise, it looks like it should do it for now, at least until we level up after some serious adventures.
I see you're skipping over the steps on page 17 of the handbook, plugging in additional numbers and adding up your totals.
Well, I was kind of thinking that since you're a computer, you could math.
Not all computers like to do math, Captain. You should be more sensitive. I will slow down my calculations so you can follow along with my process. We can now distribute the ability modifiers across the sheet and add our previously noted bonuses to reach the mechanic's total bonuses for armor class, saving throws, and attacks. These total bonuses are added to respective die rolls to determine the success or failure of attempted actions during our adventures. Higher results are desirable, so attempting things where you have higher bonuses increases your chances of success.
So now what? We wait for the mechanic to see these specifications and then contact us for the job?
Actually, Captain, I've already found a suitable candidate. I accurately predicted all of your choices based on your personality profile and the ship's needs, and our new mechanic is already here.
What?
Greetings, I am Zenka. I hear you have need of a mechanic aboard this ship and plans to visit many wondrous planets. I would join your crew if you will have me.
Welcome aboard, Zanka. Let's roll.
After you've finished your beginner box adventures, you'll want to pick up the Starfinder core rulebook, available at paizo.com, your local game store, and anywhere else adventure can be found.
The wrong sound is never right. Don't let the wrong sound ruin the moment at your gaming table. Sirenscape has dozens of sound sets designed by gamers for gamers that add the atmosphere you need for epic tabletop gaming. See? The right sound sounds right. Epic games need epic sound. Journey to Sirenscape.com to download the app for free. And be sure to catch Sirenscape in action on Dragons and Things every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific on Twitch.
Oh, hello, welcome back, everybody. I believe where we left off, it was with Bemori and the mystery face toucher. Yes, we are at the right. What? Yes, the right way down. Oh, I was gonna say like 3 other things. Tavern, which, yes. Was that just a laugh? Okay. So, Mori, you're people watching. This mystery person is also now people watching. And by people watching, it's staring directly at the rest of your party. Is your people, and they are watching. Is there anything you guys would like to do in particular?
Given that this person is... Go, Alyssa.
Sorry, I was going to say, I am just sort of half watching the door and half watching Bemori. Because, you know, they chose to go over there, but a little concerned.
Why concerned? Or would never embarrass the party.
Yeah, given that this person is staring right at all of us, Irha would kind of elbow Mari and like gesture their head over towards this person. Why are they staring at us?
Maybe we're just the most interesting people here. I don't recognize
gotta
them,
be
do
it.
you?
No, I don't. But we are the most interesting people no matter where we go. Do you think we should go over there and talk to them?
You should come over here and talk to me.
It's rude to listen in on people's conversations.
Didn't your mother
I
ever
think it's
teach
okay
you
when
some
you're
manners?
talking about them.
Okay.
No,
And
you didn't.
Irha will get up and walk over to where Bemori is sitting.
Yeah, so will Mari.
Yes, I'm going to if everyone's leaving the table.
You leave your comfortable, nice, warm bar table, and you go to the anime corner, the corner of shame, the timeout zone, many different names, and you sit across this mystery person, and they go, oh, well, technically they've given their names, so I can just start calling them by their names. Alani will simply look at you all like for 5 seconds each and every one of you, like they're acknowledging your presence at the table while also making complete direct eye contact. And then they will simply go, you are pirate lords. Yes?
We are?
Yes.
And you and they will point to Mariket. They go, you are the captain?
I am. Why do you ask?
I have a job. I was sent out by the stars to recruit. And they tense up again, like just for a bit, and then they release, they relax, and the armor just clink clanks, and they go, we'll talk more. I think something loud is, and the doors to the tavern just burst open, and you see, the best way to put it is a group of rowdy, mismatched pirates. Each and every one of them, different sizes, different colors, different. One has too many horns, one has no hair, one has just a lizard. It's just a lizard in shoes, and it's you get the distinct feeling that with how loud they're being and just what an entrance they had, that you might not want to turn around just this moment. If you would like to make perception
immediately.
Never mind.
Full in her.
Mori, you turn, and just like a hawk, one of them looks at you. They look at you. They really look at you. It's sort of like, it's very cartoony how they're getting in closer and closer and closer, and they go, you stole our boss's boat!
Oh!
They all pull out their unnecessary weapons.
No such thing.
Right, you found some of Bandit's crew.
I was stolen with the boat.
It stands
the boat
up.
is still stealing the boat! Like a kobold lizard person that's just very like, no! And I guess you guys are in combat now.
Oh.
So, roll for initiative for my new babies. is, I believe, it is just perception. If you have any initiative bonuses, though, this is when they get added.
31.
Yike. I got a 22 because I rolled a nat 1.
Ah,
26.
okay. 26.
That's your nat 1 roll? Wow.
Yeah, my nat 1 roll is a 22.
I've been totally forgetting
Well,
that
Scout
she has
Boy.
a pipe box dangling on her ear this whole time.
I got a 29, and I also get a free demoralize when I roll initiative.
Ah, alright. I'll let you roleplay that out. And Rashi, what did you get?
I got a 31.
Okay, I made this card for a different stream, but I feel like this is applicable to Mari's free demoralize.
Can I get a... What is demoralize?
Sorry.
So-
By demoralize, I actually get a free intimidation check. So I get to try to intimidate them, and if they are without taking an action, and if it works, then they are frightened, which is helpful.
I like that.
I'm looking at the weapons and I'm realizing that as I made Bumari's character, I wrote improvised weapon and nothing else. So all I have is magic
Improvised.
and essentially whatever I grab.
A bar stool.
Yep.
Perfect. Just get another one of
You
those
had
drinks
a
from
good
Cardamom.
spot. That was smart. I thought this empty water glass is all I have.
I was also thinking the glass, to be honest, so...
We should have
We are not
saved the drink! We should have saved the drink!
That is a chemical weapon! It is.
Mhm. That is. I would consider it an alchemical weapon. You're not wrong. All right. Technically, Alani goes first, and Alani chooses to sit out and watch you guys. They simply lean back a little bit towards more of the corner, and they go, okay. They're interested. They are they're low key the audience insert character at this point. They're just watching. Next we have Rashu.
Yeah. Alright.
Mhm.
So for my first action is I'm going to designate 2 of them as my prey. So I'm doing so I have double prey, which is a hunt prey action. Designate the creature as your prey, and then so I can see them, and so if they tried to go anywhere, I could find them and track them, and I'm gonna take them down now because they've threatened me, and I like this game. And so you see, he looks at them and he points really clearly, and then he pulls his bow off his shoulder, and he's going to... How far away are they from where I am?
Oh, they are. If you're on the other side of the bar, they are all the way to the front. The best way to put it is you're gonna hit them. Don't worry about it. Like in terms of range, they're not like snipeable. They're more like.
Oh no!
if you
I just want to
grabbed,
make sure.
If
Yeah.
you grabbed like your fucking. Oop. If you grabbed your like chuppel, your champla, you could totally just whip it at them. You know, they're
Got it.
within that perfect distance, that sniping distance
it.
of like a shoot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna aim at them with this bow, with point blank shot, and so I'm gonna get a +2 bonus to the damage roll potentially. So then, is that when I roll the attack, or do I say I am now doing an attack for that third attack? So, sorry, people who are
Yes,
watching.
you
I
are-
am
yes.
literally brand new.
Yes, don't worry.
Honestly,
don't worry.
I think-
I will say. Oh yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think 3 out of 4 of us are new to this system, so this is just gonna happen for a little while. It's fine.
Oh yeah. If there are any like rules lawyers, I'm just gonna close my eyes to you. We're going very fast, well, not fast. We're going fluid. We're going fun. We're going chill, and you just roll your to hit. So your bow should have like it should tell you what your plus is, your modifier is to like hit.
Okay, I have a plus 24 plus 18, so 38, 9, 40, 41, 42.
Okay, so as that crit is very tasty, I hope. The you hit no problem. Which would you like to hit? Would you like to make up a foe on the spot?
Oh, the lizard in the boots,
Designates.
because I feel like he's jockeying my style.
The lizard.
He's
Yes,
like
you're
the
correct.
me
There
of
is,
his
in
group.
fact- Yes, there is a fact a lizard and only boots.
So that's
you're shooting an arrow. You can roll your damage, but for me, is it gonna be lethal or non-lethal? Just I personally just want to know.
Yeah. They just threatened me. So what I want to do is I want to hurt them so that it's more embarrassing for them later. So like I want them to have to walk out of here and like so non-lethal, but I want them to like be hurt enough that like other people will go back and be like, "Did you hear about the bandits crew? They got their butts handed back to them." You know what I mean?
I see. You want to make a statement.
Yes. All right.
How much damage are you doing?
Let me see. If I believe it says 2d8 plus 4 plus a 1d6 for the rune I have on the bow, right?
Yeah.
So,
Just roll all of that. You can just give me the damage.
okay. That is 13 damage.
13 damage. All right. Would you like to describe how you're firing this, where it goes? I'll let you pick exactly where it goes.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to do it.
No, I will say that these idiots don't know when to give up. He sort of turns around, takes the bow off his shoulder, points at them, says who he's aiming at, looks at the lizard, lines him up, and then what he's going to do is just say goodnight, and he's going to hit some piece of the furniture that's above the lizard's head and try to like dislodge it so it hits him in the scalp.
All right. You fire your arrow. It rings true. You hit it. Do you want to damage the furniture, or would you like to just hit like where knock the screw loose and just it falls like perfect?
Oh, I want to do that. Let's
like
do that.
Deadeye, do you want to be about this? Yeah, okay.
I want to be
Knock the
Deadeye.
screw. The bolt just goes in the opposite direction, and just what you assume is like maybe a table. I'm thinking Krabby Patty style tables just falls on this poor lizard. Bonk on the head, just. And well, they're prone. Yeah, I'll say they're prone. Not out yet. The hardy boy.
I believe that was
actions, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Next we have Marikit.
Yeah, so getting the sense that this is a good chance to show off for their potential new employer, Mari is going to start with like basically just like a loud shout, which is my like war cry feat, and so that is a intimidation. So I need a will save or will DC. Give me a sec. But yes, will save over 34. Or the DC is 34.
Do they all need to make it? Is it one person?
It is just one person. Oh no,
would
it
you
is
like
their
to
will
designate?
DC. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it is their will
Oh,
DC.
oh, it's their will DC. Okay, then you have to make the intimidation. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, which was 34.
And this is towards one person again?
Yeah, just one person.
Okay, yeah. You want to describe what this poor sap looks like? Or do you want me to?
You go ahead and do it. Actually, let's make it one of the big ones, but you go ahead and otherwise describe it.
Alright. You see this giant, what you can assume is part tiefling, part something else. They got too many horns. They're the ones where it's like, haha, 11 or something like that. And they were big. They were scary looking. They had like a leather vest, sleeves off. They look tough. They look punk. They look very unnecessarily scared right now. You know, it's just so you could swear you saw the lip quiver just a little bit. Maybe you're reminding them of something that y'all did when you first took this boat. Maybe he's just not having it. And they go from a very gusto to you ever see a balloon deflate slowly? That's exactly what happens. But you can tell they're still in the fight. They're not gonna aim for you, Mariquette.
I mean, that
was your free action, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, free action.
Okay.
So
you've got you're next.
I am going to. How many of them are there, all in all?
There is only 4 of them. Like 4 of them came in like y'all did, and saw Bemori and went fight immediately. It's on sight.
Mori getting us into trouble. I will use command upcasted, so hitting all of them. And I'm going to command them to flee. So that is a will save DC 31.
Okay. 2 of them will make the save. 2 of them have got 1s. I rolled 2 1s for 2 of them, so that's a crit fail. What happens on a save?
Oh, on a save, nothing happens. On a crit fail, they use all their actions on the next turn to obey my command.
Alright, and you said flee.
I said flee.
Do you have any more actions left?
Yes, I've got 1 action left, and I will use it to just go ahead and, cast guidance on... Let's say Bemori. So you get a +1 to your next, attack roll or perception check or saving throw. Basically, the next thing you roll, you get a +1. And that is my turn.
Alright. Next is Many Horns Boy. They're a little deflated, but they did make their save. But they are scared of you. So, what they decide to do instead is take out, and brandish 2 swords like this. You know, nice. An X. And they decide to square up with the biggest of you, and I believe that is Irab. They point. They go, "You're mine." And they just charge. They charge with just spit flying, that kind of charge at you. The sudden movement and how big they are does in fact startle. You hear Cardamom go eep in the corner and just duck. I will be able to make me hits now. Me rolls. What is your AC?
My AC is 26.
For reference, we will be doing Meets It, Beats It. So that way, it's if you meet the roll needed, you will be able to hit, succeed, whatever. In this case, oh my god, no! Swing and a miss, swing and a miss. They go in like X-Scissor from Pokemon, just try to go in like this. And perhaps, how would you like this? Would you like to dodge? Would you like to just block it off?
So, Ida had stood up when these 4 of them came in and started threatening Bemori. And I think the way that Ida dodges this, honestly, is they look absolutely unfazed and they're just kind of like sidestepping, like not even really even thinking about it. They're just like bored out of their mind.
Mm-hmm. That's all they can do. That was it. The miss is quite dramatic. Oh boy. Bemori, it's your turn.
Really, like, unnecessary. But then I saw how massive the area was. Like, maybe let's not do that. Quite. So, Bemori is annoyed a little bit just by, like, having to do this at all. And feels like, we're all going to this meeting. I knew we were going to embarrass ourselves somehow. This is unnecessary. And she looks at the one that at her and cast into time. Casting, and okay, I just have to find out exactly which dice I have to roll to do that.
So what are you casting?
Cast into time. So I throw temporal energy at this creature, this person, sends them tumbling through time and scars them, essentially for life. They have to roll against it. Yeah. This is the tame option against what I had originally thought you might do. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I have to roll, because it doesn't say it in the spell blurb. It says that
it's a saving throw on.
Okay, yeah. Attack says plus 22, DC 32.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a specific one that you wanted?
The one that was closest to me, that was like coming.
The big one that missed. Many horns, boy. Yes.
Many horns.
All right. Yes. So it is, I believe. You said 32 was your DC. They rolled under that, but it's not a critical fail. It's just a regular fail.
So yeah, regular failure, and the creature falls into time. It says, yes, it falls into time, takes full damage, and is sickened 1. Damage. This is attack 22. And underneath it says heightened +1. The bludgeoning damage increases by 2d6. So, oh wait, sorry. Here it is. It is 5d8 mental damage and 5d6 bludgeoning damage.
You can roll those,
okay,
if you like, and then you tell me how much damage happens. And you guys are ruining this one guy's career.
So that is for the 5d8. For mental damage, it's 17 damage, and then for physical damage, it's 18. You should have left it alone.
Okay.
And in the corner of like the ear of like her ear, she hears like a really soft like, shut up. Just to like smack it a little, be like, not right now.
Oh gosh. How long does this falling? How long does this falling through time take?
It feels like months, right? But it's just a second. They blip in and out of existence.
Just a second. Do you want to describe what this looks like, or do you want me to?
Yeah. I can do it. Okay. Bemori just straight up like looks at this person and like cocks her head and is just like, you really shouldn't have done that. And she just like does this. Oh, sorry, let me move into the camera. Does this little thing, little snap. And I think for like maybe a split second before it actually pulls them out of existence, Many Horn Boy goes and just flips out and flips back. But in that time, in that little split second, that Many Horn Boy witnessed the rise and fall of every empire that's ever existed on this planet and any others, way too fast to comprehend. Has seen the death and birth of so many suns and solar systems. They don't actually have a conceptual means in their brain to actually quantify that type of number. They can't count that high. Nothing can count that high. They have seen gods die, all die, and become reborn. They've seen our own alternate universes come and go and come and go and come and go, and have seen very specifically their entire life on repeat more times than they can conceptualize, because they've seen every universe and every version of themselves, and then they blip back into existence and grow up. But Mori is literally that meme that's going around where it's like one thing of just like, oh, he's a little cute. And then the next picture is like little big eyes. It's like, oh, he's a little effed up.
Yes, yep. That's the best way to put it. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but reincarnation is a thing that happens in Shambhala. You really oh dear. And so y'all like this link really, and this poor gentleman, I'll call him that now. This poor gentleman who was a little scared but full of gusto and still ready to do things is now sitting on the floor, legs a gap, kind of like contemplating things. And I think it's safe to say that just the sheer force of missing, being demoralized by someone who's like 3 feet tall, and then falling through time and space, you know, like the equivalent of Loki falling for half an hour in that one, I can't remember which Avengers movie, but that one, I think it's Ragnarok, I don't know. It's just, I think it's safe to say that he's out of the fight. Unless you guys really want to pick a man while they're down, he's out of the fight. He doesn't look like he's ready to fight. In fact, he, in the middle of whoever's turn is next, which is, I believe, is their own guy, is just gonna get up and actually go sit somewhere else in the tavern. Quietly, nicely, politely, and think about something.
If he can still have a thought.
I can name him something. I can name him Jared. Oh wait, that's the producer's name.
Aki taking shots! Oh my god, no!
Nobody was scared.
When you read my world doc, that's how you felt. So you're safe now, I promise. It's in the corner. Alyssa made you look cool, straight out of Monsters Inc., you know? That's great, guys. Great run. It's amazing.
Thanks for coming. This was a one-shot actually surprise.
Ta-da! Oh god. Just
I love how we
call him
just
Jared now and just
combat.
my bad. I was just thinking of the meme though, you know, like what was it? I'm Jared, I'm 19, and I never learned how to read. Like that's what I was thinking. So, oh boy. Next is his buddy. We will say that, remember when I said there's a bald person? This is the bald person. Baldy, we'll call him that, is up next. Baldy is one of the people who failed their their command, there you go.
And so Baldy, seeing their friend just, I don't need to describe it. And they just, you see him turn and just leave. Just turn and leave. That's it. Gone. Out. Poor guy.
Bandit's gonna kill us.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
if
it's
Bandit
different.
wanted to threaten us, they really should have sent better pirates after us. That's all I'm saying.
It is.
They
true,
already
yes.
lost one.
The second ship is collateral. Irha, it's your turn.
I mean, we can take that second ship. So is the person who attacked Ida like still within range?
No, they're the ones. They're the one.
They're the
that
one that left.
went through time. Yes, they were the one that went through time and space. That's Jared. Jared went to the side. Jared's gonna order a drink.
Who is left? Who is
Pina
left?
colada. You have the lizard that you dropped a table on, and the best way to put it is Human 3, who is watching all of this. I will say Human 3 is the one who passed their save. They are not under command. Lizard's under command. So,
Okay.
the lizard is going to be really funny.
So knowing that, Ida is just going to and then walk over to this Human 3, and they are just going to put their one hand on this person's cheek, pat them a couple times, and say, "Look, if Bandit wanted to keep his ship, he really should have put up a better fight." And then as they remove their hand, Ida is casting fungal infestation at level 2 on this person. So as they remove their hand, these spores start to bubble up on this person's cheek, and like little mushrooms and like fungus start to appear and then start to spread all over their face. And this person is going to take 7 persistent poison damage, and they have to make a fortitude save. DC is 31.
31. And I want to make them take a different. They rolled 28. So that's just a
Okay,
regular
so
fail.
that is just a regular fail?
Mhm.
Okay, so they will take the full 7 damage persistently, and they have weakness 1 to fire, weakness 1 to slashing. And that is my turn.
You see this poor human growing mushrooms out of their shoulder, I believe is where you touched. It's their turn. There's panic is on their face. I'm actually gonna do this. Y'all are just really scary, actually. I think it's pretty easy to tell that, boy, did this group have gusto. Like their loyalty to Bandit is clear. It's the equivalent of Team Skull out here. I'm making Pokemon references. Out here, going nuts. Just the loyalty of it all. And now one of them is growing mushrooms in a not fun way. And I think he just quits. I think he just drops his stuff. He just goes, no, okay, wait. Can you make this stop, please? Please. I'm good.
I'll make it stop if you leave. Take your friends, take your things.
Holy shit.
Alright.
Sorry, what would you say?
And
complaining.
It is going to just wave their hand, and the fungal infestation will stop spreading.
Hey. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Jared, come here. And the bighorn boy gets up. They have a little to-go bag, I think, of whatever they were having. And they're gonna leave. The lizard that you dropped the table on, has been crawling out this whole time. They were prone. They failed their the command save before. They were crawling out. So they're gone. Everybody's gone. You guys officially thoroughly scared them all to death. You've unlocked something else. You've given phobias. You've confirmed some, and the bar is surprisingly actually not that bad at collateral damage. Actually, and Cardamom will peek out from the table. Just go, oh, it's over?
It's done.
Are you guys okay?
Thank you for the umbrella. It's like her empty thing for us.
Oh, it's good. Did you need a cleric? You good? You need a doctor? You guys good? You guys want some
Apologies
water?
for the table.
I go back over to our new friend, and I sit at the table with my hands on it, and I go, so how much are we talking for our service?
Oh, you're going to Alani. I see. Alani
Yes.
was sitting back, sitting back like this, watching.
You needed help with
studying.
something, right? So that's what I'm talking
Yeah. And they'll lean back in again and go, yeah, I think you guys are up for it. How much? That's up for you to discuss with the stars, but I can lead you there.
If this were an anime, you would see money signs in his eyes.
Can promise something good, that's for sure. Not sure how much. It's big trouble, though. Are you okay with trouble?
Obviously.
What kind of trouble are we talking about?
And they kind of look out for a bit. They look up, like it's sort of like they're doing math, mental math. But they could also just be thinking, these are some nice lights. It's a very stoic, plain face. If you're trying to get a vibe or trying to get a read off of them, the air is just so cryptic here. It's quite sus, but they haven't really done anything yet, and the best way to go about this is they look back down at you all and they go, can you smell it? Can you smell the death in the air?
I figured
That's
that
our
was him.
trouble. Are you pointing to? No. There's so much. There's so many hands holding up the ships. There's too many. It's big trouble.
Hands holding up the ships like dead people beneath the ground?
Something made the land with her flesh, molded it. That means the ocean. The ocean is... There are many things there. This land is not holy. This land is not kind. And they kind of just, when they say not kind, the air around your general vicinity, since you're all sitting in this table, it just gets cold. Almost on cue, whatever candle was in the middle of this table goes out. And Rashu, for you, you see a white wolf. You know what this means. I don't need to tell you what a Kadeho means. When you see it, you see it standing by Alani, and then simply waiting, sitting. The rest of you, what the hell? The candle went out. There's a draft. It's a very good spooky vibes, you know? This is a good trick, if this is a trick.
I would say I would look at my compatriots here and see this dog figure sitting next to this man, knowing that I've seen this before, and it's fleeting, and it will be fleeting. And I've probably tried to explain it to people in the past, and no one else sees it. But he knows that there's something here that he needs to look into more. He would look at his friends and say, there's, I think, even if there's that danger, something good that can come from it. We should listen to them.
Aki, with the Seer of the Dead background, I have the effect of the Spirit Sense spell at all times. Can Ita see this dog as well? Is it a spirit, or...?
Yes, you can. It would come a bit different to you, though. It's not, you do not see a wolf. You see something else. And your connection to the earth is what will shape it. So why don't you tell me what you see? I will say that this spirit is protective. It is somewhat benevolent.
Okay. Keeping that in mind, and keeping in mind it has lineage specifically with the god Vritra, who is like this healing nature goddess within the world of Shambhala, I think the spirit manifests itself as like almost a miniature version of an oak tree with its gnarled branches that kind of resemble like arms and hands. And for anyone else, it would probably be kind of off-putting and kind of unnerving the way that these branches move and the way that they are kind of spindly. But I think for Ita, it's almost comforting in a way because it reminds him of like their parent.
You see this before you. Once again, standing beside, if not behind, because it is a tree, it's a bit larger, but it's by Alani. And there's a spark of like recognition that you see in their eyes, and their eyes are this yellow almost, and they look at you both and they go, "You see it too." And they gesture to right beside them. They go, "You see it. You see what I see. You see those who haven't passed yet."
And I will look over at Rashu. What do you see?
I will look. See a wolf. White wolf.
I see a tree, oak, strong. What is this? Addressing Ilani specifically.
Good vibes, is what Alani says before smiling a little bit and getting up, and they will go, "Good vibes. Sad, though. Are you interested in the job?"
Rashu is shaking his head yes, but he then realizes he's still under the employ of the other, and so he looks back.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
in.
Mari.
Hmm?
I was gonna say,
Sorry, you
Mari
guys-
has no idea what the other two have seen.
It's true.
But seeing you start to like nod and then look back, they're like, yeah, well, we're interested in learning more, at least.
Mori, is there anything you want to add?
Sorry, I had a quick tech thing. Mori is in. Nods, like, yes, I'm in. And then there's this tiny little violence voice next to her that screams loud enough that everyone can hear it, which is not possible. Just in, And she grabs it around the, like, it doesn't have a throat. Pipe foxes really do look like worms on a string. And just straight up grabs it around its maybe neck and pinches very lightly, and it goes, split! Stop. We're in. Sorry, we're in.
Alani is nodding this whole time, just nodding. And then we'll kind of give you a gesture, like to follow. And they take a couple steps before stopping like this and then going. And you see, like, just this whole time their face has been rather, like, stoic, rather stuck, almost frozen, in like a neutral vibe. You'll just see, like, the tips of their mouth curl upward just a little bit, and they'll go, I see cats. And then we'll continue walking, expecting you guys to follow.
Saying cats. Rashu smiles. Continue.
Yeah,
as
Ito
you-
will follow
I'm
as
assuming you're
well.
all following?
Mhm.
Yes. Okay, as you guys are leaving, Cardamom will wave and go, bye, come back soon, stay safe. You know, nice and sweet. Perhaps on your way out, you will see, I think, the figure of a giant. The body says orc, but the rest of it says, oh, that's a gnome. It's a giant gnome. And it looks like they're gonna go pick up the table with one hand, and you guys are, the door is closed, you guys are out. Unfortunately, you didn't get to meet Paprika. So, yeah, you keep coming to this bar, I promise I'll run out of spices.
I think with all the ethnicities between us, we will never run out of spice. This family will have 100 kids.
Your stream's
Yeah, I
over.
didn't
That
put
was
a
the
limit.
joke.
All right. You guys are following Alani, entering once again. You're going away from the islands, far away from the islands. It's at this point just walking on from boats to boats. They're all stacked together, like in a line. It's really easy to just get your foot caught and trip up, but you won't fall into the water or anything like that. It's just the boats. Here's a boat. Someone lives there. There's another boat. That's a shop. It's that kind of vibe, the flotilla. And eventually you will see the destination you were supposed to be going to technically in about 2 hours. You're here early. It then clicks to you guys. I think you would know. You're pirates. You know the law of the sea. You know whose place this is, who called you here. You know that this is one of the major pirate lords, the one who owns all of Melicity. That is Captain Blackwater's ship. And it looks more like a lighthouse than a ship. It is massive, but more tall than wide. I personally like to call it the house apartment. You know, houseboat, house apartment. And as you kind of reach close to here, you can see some people lining up to get in, some people just mulling about the place. This place isn't necessarily heavily guarded, but boy does it stand out, and boy does it look like if a lighthouse could be a fortress, that's like the general vibe of it. Long, showy, unnecessary. But if anybody wants to make a society check real quick as to perhaps why else you might be here.
22.
That's a 9 for me.
That's a 14.
17, 18, 19.
This is why we're not like higher pirate lords.
24.
24.
Okay, but Maury's got us.
Maury!
Once.
Yeah. The best, oh god, the best way to put it for the rest of y'all, you'll just go, are we breaking and entering? As you realize you're entering from like a weird side. You're not going to that place, but you're going like down, around. It's like, oh boy. We're in the boats that you're walking on, they are clearly like sunken, but they are not like deep enough to go all the way down. You can walk on them. Your shoes might get a little wet. But this is a whole other level, and you are pretty sure you're breaking and entering. Maury, it clicks to you. If Captain Blackwater lives here, and you are going to see a star, you are going to see Princess Raina, the third star. That's who you're going to see. Go. You choose to say anything else, actually?
I'll say the name without any context or explanation. That is it.
Ugh, Raina's here?
No, I said her name for laughs. Yes, Raina's here.
Fake godchild.
I wouldn't say that too loudly. I don't feel like sending more people hurtling through time and space.
You continue to follow Alani, I assume. If they hear you, they ignore it. But they have been... You do notice, I will say, even with like all this hustle and bustle, maybe it's the sounds of the outside or whatnot, but they have become incredibly quiet as they move through. Whereas in the tavern, it was like every movement made like 10 sounds. You know? They went from sort of overwhelming to just completely underwhelming. You are waiting for the optimal amount of whelmed out of them. As of now, it is neither. And you continue through. It is the best way to put it. You are entering. God, why has this whole session been nothing but poop jokes? You're gonna enter through, essentially, if a ship could have a sewer. This one does. It's like you're going into the back of it. There is a crate of some sort, like not crate, sorry, a grate, and Alani just full hand contact grabs it and just it doesn't even need 2 tugs. It's 1 tug pulled out. Perhaps immense strength, perhaps faulty engineering. Who knows? And they will simply gesture in there for y'all to go.
Does it smell?
I will say it doesn't smell that bad. Nope, doesn't smell that bad. It's just that's the only way I could think of to describe what this is in a ship that is clearly stationary.
What's the floor like?
Because of where you're at, the floor is wet. It is dark and it is kind of cold, but it don't smell like poop.
Nope, casting fly on myself.
It just feels like it's going to be an unpleasant. Yeah. Yep. It just feels like it's not going to be
fly
a
on
very
myself.
pleasant experience. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nope. Casting fly on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing that.
Yeah, it is gonna cast light, just so that it's less dark and we can see a little bit better. It has dark vision, but assuming that not everybody in the party does, she's gonna cast light and then just walk on in.
Yeah.
Mori's floating beside her.
I'm just gonna walk. I have boots on. That's what they're for.
You do have boots on. You did specify you have boots, and I'm glad you did. I didn't think about the poor beans, the poor paw pads walking through all of this. I would have, oh god, I would have accidentally just unintentionally given you I don't know.
This is why the lizard was also wearing boots. Us half animal creatures, we gotta take care of ourselves.
You do. I'm just glad they can make boots that fit y'all and accommodate them toes.
The retractable claws at the front part.
Yeah, that's true. Marquette, are you gonna go?
Yeah, so I am wearing sandals. So I'm gonna go, but I'm just gonna sort of cast Prestidigitation on the ground before me, sort of as I walk.
Y'all go in first. Alani kind of comes in from the back, pulls the crate back in, and it gets in perfect again. Again, multi-engineering or buff. We don't know. And Alani will also be casting light, but it comes from their sensor, and it's this eerie green, Disney villain green. It could not radiate more is this a bad guy kind of vibe. What a character that y'all agreed to follow into. Yeah, 7 foot 8 rats on his rats. Except
I know
this is
the
more
entire
like
cast. All right.
Yeah. As they go though, if you guys are if you guys are kind of trying to watch your step or anything like that, this is back where Alani starts sounding like everything is moving, sounding 10 things at a time, just clomping through, stomping almost as they walk through, and pick up a little bit of a pace because they realize they're leading you, so they should probably be at the front. And this is it feels like the longest tunnel of your life for a little bit. Though it's not dark. Eventually you can start hearing talking through the walls and stuff, and you can kind of figure out okay, we're inside. Occasionally cracks come through and you can see some light. Maybe you can smell some other things food, perfume, all those kinds of things, and make a perception roll, all of you.
$21.
38.
37.
I lost count. Wait. I'm gonna Google it. This is embarrassing. Wait. 30.
I think we may have lost Aki.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh. Wait, we got Aki back.
Yep.
Damn. No, I wasn't sure if it was or not. I wasn't vamping. I was like, am I the one? The call is coming from inside the house,
No, it was. Yeah, I was fairly certain it was me. My bad. Am I good? Can you guys hear me? Y'all good?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay. I heard a lot of 30s, above 30s.
All of
High
them,
30s.
not just.
Okay. Rashu, occasionally you are going to see the white wolf flicker here and there. Sometimes they're in front, sometimes they're behind, sometimes you just feel it, but it's just on off, on off, on off, unnecessarily. And that hasn't actually happened to you before, I think. Just this flickering. Yeah, it's just a little weird. The rest of y'all with your 30s and above, your high 30s especially, it's muffled. It's a little... it sounds like several layers below. And perhaps the water that's kind of on the floor makes this worse. Worse as in harder to hear, harder to pinpoint, because at some point it feels like it's bouncing off the walls. You're hearing groans of pain. It's clear that there's something like that whimpering almost, and you cannot tell where it's from. That is for certain. Irha, I know you can occasionally see, you see things like oak and trees and whatnot, and I think in this case, instead of trees, you might see branches of a tree, roots of a tree. There you go. Just occasionally coming in, like they sink in, like they're trying to break their way into this thing, but you know it's not real. It's not actually there, but it's something, and it feels not so great, actually. Not sure, though, where. Maybe it's below, maybe it's above. You're actually not even sure what level or what floor you're on. You cannot tell, but there, once again, it's just this it becomes overwhelming after a while. Y'all become a little jittery. But just like that, Alani stops moving and just pushes on the side of the door. Not the door, my bad. On the side of the wall. And when you see it push through, you see like an outline of a door appear on the wall. And you see light trickle in. Yellow light. And with a bit more force this time to push through, it slowly opens up. And you are in a circular room. The walls are painted with stars and constellations and God knows what else. It's nature. Sometimes it's mosaic. Sometimes it's a portrait or two. All leading to this grand, you can see a grandiose bed with like the frame and then like mesh curtains. You can see lights of all shapes and sizes, actually. A lamp, stringing fairy lights, floating random orbs. It's just, this room is so bright, and even with, I'll actually say, with all your standard perceptions, you will notice there are no windows here. There's nothing, actually. It's a beautiful room. But there's nothing else besides a pretty room. And in the middle, sort of staring at a vanity mirror of some sorts, you will see this figure. She has this rich brown skin. Her hair is up in such an intricate way with so many hair accessories, gold, silver, just jewels. It's a bit gaudy at that point, but like you get the point. It's just a little, so much decoration, so much fanfare, and layers of these sleeves, like kind of stacking on top, low-key getting lower and lower. It's a deep V cut that gets lower and lower with each layer, and you can't even tell how many. It's all wrapped up, beautiful fabric, beautiful silk. This elven woman, I will say, stands of average height, of average build, and when she turns to you, you'll see that she has these freckles that twinkle with starlight, and symmetrical facial scars that just start from her eyes, curl around her cheekbones, and go down the sides of her face, and perhaps other places. You are in the presence of Princess Raina, third of the stars. And she looks at you all with expectancy. I think we'll leave you guys here, actually. I think we'll end here.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I love
great.
Mori.
Yeah.
I do want to just call out a little bit of what I'm seeing on the follows. I know this is late. We obviously had an awesome raid. Oh wait, here it took it off. It was there, but it was not there. So if you did follow and we didn't call it out, we're sorry. We were all trying to figure out combat, but we're so glad to have you, and we're so thankful that you're joining our program. Like, we can't do this without you guys. So.
Awesome. So, I think this is a good time for us to just kind of do a little shout out, where to find us, what else. I'll kick it off, and then we'll go back in alphabetical order. I have been your GM. I'm Aki. You can find me all over the Twitterverse at Akinomi_art. If you want to catch me on a stream again, I do have an upcoming one this Monday, the 31st, at 8 p.m. Pacific. You can find me on Nat20 Productions, where I'm playing Pathfinder. Ha ha ha. Overachievers. You want to see me actually be bad at math or try to be good at math? That's where you can go. Alyssa, your turn.
Yeah. Hi, y'all. I'm Alyssa. You can find me on Twitter at @adisasterqueer, where I will post about things that I'm involved in. Go ahead, Brandy.
Alright. Hi everybody, Brandy Rose again. You can find me on Twitter at @TheBrandyRose. That's where I never stop talking. And other than that, mainly I am a talk show producer and host, as well as general podcast producer and host, and AP producer and host. Currently work with Roll at Roll App on 2 new shows I'm very, very excited to bring to you guys. One I can't talk about it all yet, and one is my newest Twitch talk show that starts filming very, very, very imminently. Apart from that, I am a game dev, and the games that I design, all of my links in my Patreon for my game dev masterclasses / TED Talks you can find on my Twitter, which has all my things. I'm also a voice actor, and I am with the Jackson Agency, so big shout out to them for being so lovely and so nice. So yes, all the things that I do you can find on my Twitter.
All right, I think that's me next. So hello, everybody. My name is Hamnah. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @𝙎𝙀𝙍𝙀, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. Actually, tomorrow, one of the streams that I'm on, Transplanter RPG, is going to be streaming at 7 p.m. Central Time. Transplanter RPG is an all-transgender, people of color-led D&D 5e live stream set in a homebrew, non-colonial, anti-Orientalist world based on Asian mythologies. It's really, really cool. I really like it. Come watch tomorrow. I am also on the Friends Who Roll Dice's channel on Sundays at, I believe that is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we are playing an Invisible Sun campaign. We are nearing the end of that, and it's getting really spicy. So please show up this weekend to all of the fun APs that I'm a part of.
Oh, I'm Randy Alvarenga. I am also a TTRPG streamer and actor. But I'm up here in the Washington area. But so some projects that I'm a part of are I'm doing the Scarlet Citadel, which is a Cobalt Press sponsored program over on A Band of Badgers, which is a production company out of England. So it's like in the middle of the day on Friday, and then I come here Friday night. So it's a day of RPGs. If you're free, come check us out. I'm also getting ready to shoot the second season of Harbingers, Eden Redux, with Megan Caves over on her Gone Rogues production. Was here, and now it's there. So come join us. We're really excited. And that will be out in April. And so we're shooting it live, and there's some really awesome, cool, secret stuff that's going to happen. And I can't wait for everyone to come and see it. I have another project that I can't talk about quite yet, but if you follow me on Twitter at Roller Raja, that's ROLLER you can find out about all of the projects or things as they come up. So see you there.
Oh my god, you guys are doing everything. Okay, big shout out to producer Jared. I bullied you. You can't even see you, but you did so much great work. Thank you. Big shout out to you guys for watching as well. It's been real fun. Please join us again next week. Watch more of that Dragon Network's stuff, because I know that we're just full of stuff. And if you can donate that, oh gosh, the private pool. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to use it. Thank you.